If you have trouble drawing your arms, this is the video for you. No more bubble muscles. Today I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to draw biceps and triceps. That way your arms look a lot more realistic. Let's get right into it. I feel like the main reason people do bubble muscles is because they see all the muscles of the anatomy and they haven't studied anatomy, so they just don't know what those muscles are or why they go where they go. They just kind of wing it. They see the shapes of at least the outline of the muscle and then they just go for it. But what I want to show you is the arm is actually broken into 3 different parts. You got the shoulder at the top, the bicep and tricep in the middle there, and then you got your forearm. Right off rip, you can see the shoulder kind of has a triangular shape, the biceps and tricep has like a cylinder shape, and then the forearm has a diamond kind of shape. Whenever I start any kind of anatomy, I always like to think, what are the shapes? That's really the main goal that you're trying to achieve when you're breaking down your anatomy. Where are the shapes and how can I express them? So like the shoulder there, we already talked about how it's a triangular shape. Now you can see how it plays out when you're actually adding some muscle to it, a little bit of definition. I'm going to add the bicep here. And like I said, it's kind of a cylinder shape, so try not to make it too pointy. Like it's rounded. I'll always say this, knowing your shapes is like a gold mine when it comes to drawing anatomy. Because if you can see the shapes, I promise you can draw just about anything. Now we'll make our way down the arm here, down to the forearm. And as you can see, we'll add in some of the anatomy here. But the main goal here is breaking down these shapes and being able to see these shapes within the anatomy. So the forearm will be more of a diamond shape. I'm adding some muscles here. While I'm drawing this here, I want to circle back to the main thing that I want to show you guys. And that's how to basically break down the arm, especially near the tricep and bicep area. Because I feel like people get really lost in that. Like a lot of people don't know that anatomy. All they see is the bumps. And you might be one of those people. I know I was one of those people for a really long time. I saw the bumps in the muscles and that was it. That's what you draw. But I'm going to give you guys some tips on just how to be able to see that clearly and be able to translate that in your art, the actual anatomy of the arm. This is something I wish somebody would have told me long ago when I first got started, about 19 years ago. This advice is 19 years too late for me. But if I can teach you guys something, then I've done my job. These tips are going to help you whether you're doing comic books or just trying to draw your favorite character. Maybe you have a superhero in mind, or even your own character that you'd like to create and bring to life, but you're not quite sure about the anatomy. So today we're going to be going over arms. And the main question that I usually see that a lot of people really have trouble with is the triceps. Not a lot of people know what the triceps look like. I feel like people really know the bicep area because it's basically just a bump, The bicep actually has 2 heads, but we won't get into all that right now. I'm just going to give you guys some tips on how to see this a lot more clearly. But let's get right into it. How do you draw the triceps? The tricep is such a slept-on muscle, and not too many people pay attention to it, even though it makes up about 70% of the arm's mass. Well, at least in the bicep region. But one tip for drawing a tricep is actually being able to see that there's a horseshoe kind of shape. This kind of shape is made because the muscles are almost wrapping around the elbow there. So if you're having trouble with your triceps, try to keep that in mind. Now, you won't be able to see this shape from the side, just because that's how the tricep is built. You can see a little bit of it, but you won't see the full horseshoe. Depending on how detailed your arm is, you might be able to see some of it. Try to imagine if you turned the horseshoe to the side. You would be able to see it, but just not all of it. Alright, now that we've gotten past the triceps, it's time to move on to the rest of the arm. One of my main talking points is always going to be shapes, shapes, shapes. Shapes is what can make or break your artwork, guys. If you don't understand your shape language and how the shapes correlate with each other and how they work together, you're going to be really lost when it comes to trying to draw anatomy. If I wanted to draw an arm, this is what I would start off with. 2 basic cylinders, and 2 basic spheres. A lot of people tend to draw their muscles flat because they don't understand how round the muscles actually are, how cylindrical they are. I hope I said that right. But as you can see, now that we have our shapes and we have an understanding of the shapes, we can go through and add muscle on top of those shapes. And this helps create a sense of form. See how the biceps and triceps are working together, and they look a lot more round, like they have a lot more 3D shape to them. That's because you have an understanding that there are cylinders under there. It just kind of helps. So give this a try, practice this, and see how it turns out for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope these tips were helpful for you. If you would like to learn more about how to draw anatomy, feel free to join the school community. And there we have courses, guides, and more tips on how to get better at drawing. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. Smash that like button. I'll catch you guys on the next one.